There's a number of films that I have great fondness for. One is a film of um, a film called Merry Andrew with Danny Kaye, and the other one is Doctor Dolittle with Rex Harrison. Both of them were not great successes, really. Doctor Dolittle, made in 1967, makes me think. Well, it's a film as infamous for its successes as the seals on the Norfolk coast are adored for their resilience. And I really want to talk about the grey seals on the Norfolk coast, just down from Sheringham, and but both the seals and Doctor Dolittle reveal a profound commentary on squandering potential and humanity's relationship with nature. Blakeney Point in Norfolk is home to one of Britain's most celebrated wildlife spectacles: thousands of grey seals and their pups dotting the coastline. And this conservation success story reminds us of the fragility and the wonder of our natural world. Protected by the Conservation of Seals Act since 1970, these creatures have thrived, with their numbers increasing dramatically since the early 2000s, and volunteers like Peter Ansell dedicate themselves to counting pups and safeguarding their habitat, emphasising how careful stewardship Dr. Dolittle's in practice rather than in musical absurdity, not reckless exploitation, yields lasting results. And Dr. Dolittle itself is, I'm thinking about the original 67 film, this film about the man who could talk to the animals, then redone as a stage show, the music by Leslie Brickus, Philip Schofield playing the part. He played it brilliantly. He was wonderful, with Julie Andrews, who was a friend of Brickus anyway, who played the part of Polynesia the parrot. And but Rex Harrison's Dr. Dolittle not only was a story about a man who could not connect with audiences, with human beings. I mean, this was a film that didn't quite connect with audiences. It connected with me. I loved it. But it almost broke the film studio, Fox. And Rex Harrison's tender serenade to Sophie the seal: when I look in your eyes, I see the softness of the world in your eyes. It's a defining moment of cinematic charm. And it's sort of eclipsed by the film's bloated production budget, spiralling costs, diva tantrums, and literal animal chaos. It sank 20th Century Fox to near bankruptcy, and the irony that it was trying to emulate the success of The Sound of Music, and in contrast, Fox created this cautionary tale of greed and mismanagement. And what lessons can we draw from the juxtaposition of Sophie the seal and the grey seals of Norfolk? The grey seals of Norfolk succeed because of restraint and respect for the natural order, and volunteer wardens enforce boundaries, protect seals from human interference, especially during the breeding seasons. Meanwhile, Dr. Dolittle serves as a parable for excess, a production that turned a story about empathy and nature into a chaotic spectacle of waste and hubris, and it took years before it finally made its way onto the stage. And even then, that wonderful production with Schofield has never been seen since. And Jim Henson's puppets, just delicious, have been lost to posterity. Today the seals thrive, continuing to adapt to the challenges of climate change and habitat shifts, and their story is one of hope and a testimony to the power of conservation. As for Dr. Dolittle, the kernel of that story continues. Its legacy as a film may be one of ruin, with only Rex Harrison's song to Sophie and the wonderful Attenborough song, but I've never seen anything like it, remaining as poignant reminders of what might have been. It's a film as heartfelt as the seals it sought to celebrate, and it deserves recognition, and it deserves a second chance. And I recommend that you see it if you have an opportunity. Dig it out of YouTube or an old DVD case, but at the same time cherish what it celebrates. It celebrates the animals and our relationship with animals. And I think from that point of view, we should cherish the Norfolk seals at this time of year, particularly as all their puppies are adapting to the sea and to their to their sort of babyhood, and and the restraint and the respect that Norfolk has achieves far more than excess and big decisions ever will. It's the little stuff. It's the ephemeral. It's the throwaway stuff that is so important and that changes our lives.